Welcome to the interactive body balance radio show for health and fitness tips.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Interactive Body Balance Radio. I'm your host, Mike Daciuk, and thank you so much for tuning into this show. From around the world, we talk health, fitness, nutrition, functional medicine, and personal development. All right, today is June 21st, 2025. I mean, summer just started yesterday here in the northern hemisphere. I guess it would be winter in the southern hemisphere for you fine folks down there. And we are always doing work, having fun, traveling the world, doing business, and giving the latest health advice so you guys can lead a healthy, more prosperous life and just become the best version of yourself. Today's show, we're going to focus on some natural ways to help with the number one chronic illness that affects many people, and that is how to lower your blood pressure naturally. I'm not your physician, always the disclaimer, always seek the advice and the guidance of your medical professional first. This is just stuff that I do with patients, with clients, with myself, and quite frankly, team, they apply to anything you want to help with from a health condition. If you apply these techniques and these modalities and these tips, you're going to lead a healthier life. But I just want to give you some information to do it because many days I get, Mike, how do I get rid of my type 2 diabetes naturally? How do I lower my blood pressure naturally? How do I lose weight naturally? How do I get rid of my autoimmune condition naturally? These are questions I get every single day, definitely multiple times a week. So here's some tips. I've curated them from many different sources. Of course, anecdotally, what I've seen. Oh my God, you guys can go to, the Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, Medical News Today. There's so many sources that give you good tips and pieces of advice. Okay, some are obvious, some may not be so obvious. Walk, exercise regularly. I'm not going to, berate this line or give too much. You should be training 5 to 6 days a week. You should be getting out and getting your steps in. I weight train 6 days a week. I do some functional training like kickboxing, a little bit of treadmill, sprinting, hills, all of that great stuff. And you know what? So do our kids. Caleb was playing hockey today again, even though it's summer, and he was training, and he did jump squats before. Him and his bro, Caden, they went for a jog around the block. Actually, I say jog, but he came home huffing and puffing like he was dying. And he said Caden made him sprint most of the way. I don't know what they ran, maybe 1.5 kilometers, couple kilometers, but they were going at a good clip, right? Something small, something fast to get him ready for his game today. I think it's just summer hockey fun, but that kind of stuff. Now we get into something a little more, balancing your sodium and potassium. Those two are always synergistic. Sodium is salt. Most people take in too much of it, and they don't take in enough potassium. I'm not going to be the person here that says, oh, you got to reduce your sodium. No, you need salt. You need some sodium. Absolutely. Just make sure you're balancing your sodium and your potassium. There's ways to do that. I'm not going to get into it right now. I've worked with, people that go up on stage. So they're competitors, athletes, martial artists, and they need to lose weight. They need to get to a certain weight level. They need to get healthier, stronger. You get the point. There's a way to do it. Another obvious one too, and then some foods with potassium, you guys should know this already. There's vegetables, leafy greens, potatoes, sweet potatoes, bananas, avocados, oranges, salmon and tuna even have some, right? But nuts and seeds, lots of good ways for more potassium. Cut back on the caffeine. There's some studies out there showing if you reduce the caffeine intake, it can have a little bit of lower risk, and of course alcohol. You people that like to drink on here, just reduce it, okay? Keep cutting it back, and it'll help you. Obvious one when I talk to people, dude, stress will kill you. And I say this to them, manage your stress properly, right? Make sure that you're not overworking or doing too much stuff with the family where you're taking from yourself. So many people burn, both ends of the bridge. They're always, both ends of the candle, sorry. They're literally always stressed, and they're always, irritated or under the gun. They're always like really, really frustrated, really irritated. Too much stress will absolutely affect you. It'll affect your nervous system, your organs, every bit of your health, your immune system. Manage the stress. What else? Losing weight, everybody knows that. You got to lose weight. I got so many people on so many different weight loss things these days, I can't even keep up. From the semaglutide and the GLP-1 inhibitors and just doing it naturally by, calories in, calories out, by then also having the right calories and balancing their hormones. But, try to lose some weight, folks. The weight, you lose weight, it'll help your blood pressure, no doubt. What else we got? The refined carbs. Refined carbs, if you have stuff like the breads and the pastas and the pastries and the donuts, and you have too much of them, even a lot of the sugary drinks and the beverages, right? They're linked to higher blood pressure in children and adolescents. There's studies on it. And so watch the excessive amounts of sugar, bad sugar, and the excessive amounts of refined carbs. I love good forms of sugar, like fruits, like berries, which are fruits, right? Vegetables. I get them all the time. Broccoli. You can get it from carrots. I said before. I love my bananas. I have the dark berries. We have raspberries in the fridge. Blueberries. I have handfuls by the day. Love it. Watch the refined carbs. Okay, team? Not good for you and too many of them, right? That's the problem. Breathing techniques are very helpful. Many of my mentors do that. They teach it way better than I do. But doing meditation or breathing techniques, very helpful in reducing, right, those elevated blood pressure numbers. Okay, they're good. You got to get a control of your body, your nervous system. You have to. It's imperative. Got it? What about some supplements? Ooh, I get that a lot. Mike, what about some supplements? I just handed out to clients today 4 different rounds of supplements because we get them for them. Being a practitioner can help our patients out, and they range from everything that we've passed out. Oh my God, there's fish oil, there's probiotics, there's some DHEA. What D3K2. These are just stuff we handed out to. These aren't for that. If you guys want to lower blood pressure naturally, berberine. There's some studies on that. Also good for blood sugar. I've seen that. Some fish oil. Good quality fish oil. So omega-3s. They can have some benefit. There's so many, guys. There's 5 or 6 at least. I'm not going to go through them here. You can reach out to the team. But nonetheless, these are some good tips that will help you lower your blood pressure naturally. Not blood sugar, I said blood pressure. Okay. I see, systolic or diastolic, 180 over 120, 150 over 100, high blood pressure numbers, and then they go get medications for them. Again, you've got to do that always. I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying if you want to look at a natural way, we give you that to try first so you can get it under control. Right? I'm not interfering with your doctor and your medications, but that's what a lot of people go to first without trying the natural ways of lifestyle and food and supplements, etc. All right. I got a jet. Like I said, always busy in this house, but I want to get these out to you great folks that listen to it. We're blessed, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of downloads. We're so lucky to have you here listening. We live what we say, right? I always say this all the time. If you see us on and walking around or in Ontario here, we run into a lot of people, but if you see online, if there's pictures and stuff, we do the same thing at 7 a.m. as we do at 11 p.m. We train, we eat, we try to live the lifestyle that's conducive. Nobody's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Just get back on the horse and go again, right? We own 2 of them, so I can say that. That's what I say. Our website, interactivebodybalance.com. MikeDaciuk.com. You can go where they get all free information. Tons of it. info@MikeDaciuk.com. You can email us. We get back to the office. I got to get back to some people tonight. Email's long overdue. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just plug in Mike Daciuk or Interactive Body Balance. You'll see our stuff there. We do it because we care. Right? We want to help people get better and live a natural, fulfilled lifestyle where they can be a better husband, a better wife, a better dad, a better mom, a better partner, whatever you want to be. Better in business, make more money. Trust me, we work with a lot of affluential and people that just want to make more money and their health means more money. Being in shape and getting fit and make sure their numbers are good so they're not taking sick days all the time or they're not in the hospital or, the clinic. It gives them a chance to make more money. That's good too. Whatever you want. It's your life. It's crazy. It's your life. As long as you're not hurting anybody and as long as you're doing stuff with good intentions and you're not being bad, do what you want. Okay? I end every podcast with what I tell my kids every single time. Kids, you gotta work hard. There's no substitute for hard work. You gotta work. You got to put in the reps. You got to do the work. You got to work hard. Of course, you got to work smart too. That's just a given these days, right? But hard work works. Number 2, you got to add value to the world. You got to go out of the way. You got to help. You got to add your skill set to the world, your God-given abilities. You got to share it with the world. Everybody's so different. You know, Haven last night at graduation, this is posted. I didn't post the awards, but I'll say it here. You know, she won an art award for her entire grade 8 class for creative arts. She's incredible at that. She's a lefty. She's really, really good at art. I'm terrible. I don't know where she gets it from. It's got to be somebody else. Yeah, there's decent, but, you know, it must be a grandparent somewhere along the lines because I'm horrible at art. I can't draw a palm tree. But Haven, on the other hand, is unbelievable. That's that's one of her gifts. She should share it with the world. And so should your kids and your relatives and your family. Number 3, help other people. Pull out chairs, open doors, give your time, give to charity. Volunteer. If you don't have money, just volunteer. Help people. Help other people. Number 4, and I always say it because this is one I struggle with because I got to do more of it, is smile and have some fun. Have more fun. You're also here to enjoy life. Right? You're there to have fun and live a vibrant, healthy, fun, jovial, keep going on about this. Right? Have some fun. Okay? Team. Live with passion, live with purpose, live with intent. I hope you like this show. I do it for you folks. I do. I believe what I say here. I know this stuff works. I've seen it. Any questions, you can always reach out to the team. We'll talk to you all real soon. Enjoy the weekend.